Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show. And a pleasure to be here with you guys. Good evening, and welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. So glad to be back with you guys on a beautiful day. It really was a beautiful day here in the Chicagoland area. It was a day of celebration. Today was our parade and rally for our winning team, our ladies of fantasticness, the Chicago Sky. Everything was all about love and adoration for them today, and we'll talk about that. I have another great show planned for your viewing and listening pleasure this evening. Tonight, we're going to talk about the fact that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I'm going to share some tips with you ladies and men on how to self-examine yourself to see if you might have breast cancer, or may need to see a doctor right away if you've not been to a doctor in a while. And then also, we're going to cover all the news stories, 24 hours. There's been a lot of it. Sitting in the co-host seat is our good friend, the one and only Miss Karen of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge, Renee Mason. Hello, my dear. How are you?
Hi, sweetie. How are you? Hello to our viewing audience. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday, my dear. How are you today? How you
I'm
doing?
okay. I'm okay. Just
Okay.
I didn't get a chance to get out because I saw in my window when we're working today. I was like, oh, it's a beautiful day, and then of course the parade downtown, and so even though it's October 19th and we're still having 70-degree weather, I'm just hoping that we can, you know, ease into winter. I'm not looking forward to no cold weather this
No,
winter, but
no.
we do live in Chicago.
We do, and we have to brace ourselves. To my understanding, next week, this time will mimic more fall temperatures than this week. And I
Okay.
guess, for a long time, I don't know if we can politically say this anymore, but this is what's called Indian summer. So I don't know if we now have to say indigenous people summer, or do we just have to say late ass summer into fall. Maybe that's it. Late ass summer into fall. Maybe that's the most politically correct way we can say that in this day and age without offending anyone. So maybe I'm just thinking that's what it is. Late ass summer
Into
in
fall.
into fall.
All
Yeah.
right.
Only on this show
Okay.
do we create things that start
Absolutely.
trending. That start trending.
Absolutely.
Yes,
That's
we
true.
do. We
That's
do.
true.
Well, yesterday we had a lot to talk about the passing of Colin Powell, General Colin
Yes.
Powell, which was just a bit much for us to take. As you guys all know, we're a health and wellness show, and we do talk about COVID and COVID-19. And so, Renee, I think I want to start off, even before we talk about the rally today, the parade, all of that, that they're now saying that we could possibly mix the vaccine dosages. Mixing and matching refers to giving a booster dose of a vaccine that is different from the vaccine type that was used to initially give you your vaccine. So, i.e., I am Pfizer. And, I just don't know if I would be running to go get any other flavor, situation, circumstance. I'm going to let you talk, and then I'm going to get, okay, I'm going to give my theory on all of this now. So go right ahead. I
When I
remember
first heard,
you walked
my
like
facial
50 country miles to get your shot, didn't you?
wait, if my facial expression is indicative of what I'm about to say, what in the crazy hell are folks thinking? This is no cocktail. It's not like we're mixing a martini. Shaken and not stirred. When I heard this, I'm like, are you really serious? There's no way, because like you, I got the Pfizer shot in March and April respectively.
Right.
There ain't no way I'm gonna be like, oh, let me go get Moderna, or let
Or
me
let me
go
go get
mix it
J
with
and J.
J&J,
Right,
like
right.
J&J potato chips mixed with barbecue sauce. What the hell? I'm not doing that. I just don't. I have no words. I mean, I don't know what to say on that. I really don't, because
I
I don't.
don't
I don't want to
either.
be negative, but Renee is not gonna be going mixing and matching. I mix and match my clothes. I may do my hair. I may mix and match, but I damn sure I'm not gonna mix and match my vaccine. Not doing it.
Well, I kind of thought the same thing as well too, because I remember when we all were first getting vaccinated, and people were like, "What did you get?" "Oh, I got
Right.
Pfizer." "What did you
Right.
get?" "Oh, I
I
got
got
Moderna."
Moderna.
"What you
Right.
get?" "I got J&J." It was almost like, "Are you a Baptist? Are you a Lutheran? Are you a Presbyterian? Oh my
Okay.
God, you're a Jehovah's Witness." I mean, that's the way it was when we all first got these vaccine
Exactly.
shots, and I'm thinking to myself, I thought maybe it put us in an exclusive club. We
Right.
did all the data and numbers and research here on the show. We talked about the potency and the effectiveness. And so now I'm thinking, you want me to come back and get a booster shot, and you come talking about we might give you whatever that's left. How do it just, I don't know. It's not making good sense to me. And then you think about the number of people who are quitting jobs and not
Thank you.
following exactly that. None of this, I hate to say this because we do want people to get vaccinated. We do want COVID to come to an end, or at least at bay, that we're able to function again, but it makes you really wonder what the hell you talking about mixing vac, and to my understanding they were all different effectiveness.
That was my understanding too. So, I don't even want to give this story any steam, any energy about it, but I just, in my good conscience, I will not be mixing and matching vaccines. I got
Right,
the Pfizer. If I need to get the Pfizer booster, I will get the Pfizer booster.
right,
For
right,
now, for those who have the J&J, they have the option, and I can
right,
understand that. If they
right.
want, but and here's the thing too, we're not doctors, but I would
No,
have a conversation with your family practitioner and say, look, now what
right,
is this they talking about now? Mixing and matching. What are
right.
your thoughts? So I
Yep.
would try to get another opinion before I would make a decision, and that's
Thank
just
you,
me.
Tamlin. Tamlin says she got all three. She got Pfizer.
Oh, good.
I'm just thinking to myself, like, what the hell is this like? You absolutely right, Kay Renee, because I'm like, huh? It's almost like you're a diabetic and you take an insulin, but they'll say, look, put a little Botox in you for this
Right.
time. So no, I'm not getting that because it just does not make sense. It just does not. So I don't know. That's weird in itself. Well, we could possibly not be wearing masks coming Thanksgiving. Illinois Governor Pritzker said he is hopeful mask mandates, I almost couldn't say that, will be lifted in time for the upcoming holidays, but he urges caution as he said the state will rely on data for making this decision. He did this speaking to reporters on Tuesday after he gave his COVID-19 update. He is encouraging Illinois residents to get the booster shot if you are eligible, and that if everybody is able to get this, the numbers keep going down. We possibly could come out of the mask mandates by Thanksgiving. But as we always say on this show, because your face tells it all, baby, I don't even know if I got a mask near me because I'm in my other studio. Wait, I gotta look. I can show you my mask. Then hold on.
Okay.
All
Oh
right.
man.
So on this show, we said we will be wearing our mask until November of
Juvember.
2025.
Well, here's the thing. They got the latter part of that word correct, November, because it's part of November, right?
Right,
So
right. So we will be wearing our mask
I'm not.
until November of
That's right.
2025. We
That's
will.
right.
So I don't
That's
know,
right.
but you're right. The November part is right. So
They got the November part
maybe
right,
we
but
did pay attention to what you and I have been saying on this show and what we've been
maybe
preaching now ever since this show has come on. And we just came up with November. I came up with November
you
thinking,
did.
right. But little did we know it would end in November. So yes, very good. All right. Well, let's continue on from that. Now, another report says that an important a Chicago doctor has said that Colin Powell, the first African American to serve as chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff and Secretary of State, who passed away on Monday, as we all know, died from complications of COVID-19. Even though he had been fully vaccinated of the coronavirus, he was 84 years old. He had an immune compromised system, which,
Mhm.
he was fighting a blood cancer, he had
Mhm.
Parkinson. So, people are saying, see, that's why I don't want to get the shot. Colin Powell died from it. So there have been a lot of doctors on TV, on television, radio shows, dispelling the myths and rumors that he just didn't die from COVID after getting the vaccine, that he had enough, other underlying health issues to go with it as well, too.
That's right. I mean, and again, we talked about this briefly last night. If you are immune compromised, you are at high risk not only of contracting COVID, but an even higher risk of trying to recover. So, in doing the news junkets, they were really honoring General Powell, with the exception of one orange head. I won't say who he is, but anywho.
Girl, he don't like nobody. He don't like nobody.
He has no empathy at all. I don't even want to get into Orange Head, because when I read that article, I said, you know what? I was talking to my podcasting partner. She had shown me the article. I said, God wait for him. You just hold on. Just don't worry about him. But getting back to General Powell, he made peace with his life.
Yes.
In one of his last interviews, he said, look, I'm 84 years young. I've fought wars. I've done all this.
Served presidents. He has lived a stellar life. Has.
So,
do you understand? Yes.
The only thing that I'm sad about, his beautiful queen, Miss Alma, who also contracted COVID, and I'm glad that she's getting better.
Oh, I thought they said she had not.
She did.
Oh boy!
But she didn't have. Her symptoms were mild.
Okay then.
But she did contract COVID. She was at the Walter Reed Hospital where he was. But when she went home, and he passed away on Monday. But the thing about it, what I loved, he said, "What is his greatest?" The question was asked, "What was his greatest person to be?" And he said, "His wife."
Right.
I mean, you can't get anything better than that. So, of course, we know all flags are half-staff all across the country, and that will be a service that's going to be interesting when they do celebrate his life.
Yes, it will be. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be televised on all the major networks, and we'll see it. Just truly a sad situation in itself. All right, well, we want to move on. Today was a day of celebration here in the city of Chicago. Earlier today, we had a wonderful parade that stepped off from the Wintrust Arena. It continued to Cermak up Michigan Avenue to the Pritzker Pavilion, where today we celebrated the Chicago Sky team. The ladies have done a great job, and it's the WNBA, the Women's National Basketball Association, correct? Right. All right. I had that correct. Everybody was there to celebrate with the women. John Rogers is one of the owners, the actual family of the owner. Michelle Williams of Destiny's Child is an owner of the team. Chance the Rapper was there today. I'm a little upset at Chance.
I saw your post. He was dropping them F-bombs, and maybe now that he's been married, have a child, maybe the wife can say, look, baby, you can't be, this is your brand. You can't be doing that.
Right. I love Chance the Rapper, and I think he's an amazing young man. He makes us very proud here in Chicago. Out of all the young celebrities that have come out of here, Chance has done a lot of great things next to Common. Some of the other ones, honey, ain't really done much at all. But I will give Common credit, Chance credit, probably a few others, so I won't call out any more names so I won't get in trouble.
Well, there's one Chicago rapper we'll talk about in a few minutes who's now changed his name.
I know he has, child, and he one that I don't necessarily feel has done enough for Chicago, because I just found out he's opening up a school in California and gonna name it after his mother. Right. I just heard that. Well, long story short, congratulations to the Chicago Sky. Ladies, you did the doggone thing. Yes. We are so very proud of you. It was a beautiful celebration. The weather was perfect today to be able to celebrate you ladies. And we just want to say shout out to the Chicago Sky for doing the doggone thing. Yay. Yay. All right. Okay, Renee, I'm getting ready to get out the driver's seat. Once you get through guiding us through everything, I'll talk about our self-breast examinations.
Okay, well, We had some stories today. One which you had sent to me, and I want to pose this to our audience. I think this happened in the East Coast, where a woman on a train was sexually assaulted while writers, they did not intervene.
Did not.
Now, I'm really kind of angry about this. This happened. When did this happen? This happened. Apparently, it happened recently. But a woman was allegedly sexually assaulted on a transit train in Philadelphia last week. This happened last week.
It
Even
did.
as a number of witnesses failed to stop the incident or call police. And one person had the gumption to call 911 to help this lady. But I'm just, I mean, is this what we're resorting to now?
We live in such a cold, cruel, and callous world. And people nowadays are so desensitized to seeing things like that they just kind of go on about their business. But then it makes me wonder, how do you sleep at night? If I have a neighbor who, he's an elderly man. A lot of times he'll fall asleep in his car. He has left his wallet on the dashboard. He has left the car running. And I'm saying to him, like, sir, you need to be really careful. Somebody could see you come past, anything. And he
Right.
almost took offense to me saying something to him about this. Like, I'm grown. And I was like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. There are people who still care for people in this world. There are people who are still concerned. But in that situation, anybody who saw that lady be sexually assaulted on that train, and if that lady was crying out, asking for help or any of that, and didn't anybody do anything, all of y'all need to go to hell, because that's just wrong.
Okay. And
It's really wrong. It really is.
the one person who did, they caught the suspect, and I'm gonna put his name out. Fiston M. Nagoy. He was
Wait, girl, what
35.
is his name?
Fiston M. Nagoy.
That sounds like some nasty sexual act in itself. His name sounds like some nasty sexual act. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's 35, and he was preliminarily arraigned last week on charges of rape, sexual assault, aggravated indecent assault, and much more. He is being held at Delaware County Prison on $180,000 bail, and he has a preliminary hearing next week.
Well, now I'll put it to you like this. There are people who are actually having sex on trains and buses and videotaping them and putting them out there. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. No, it is not. Oh, look, I don't recognize the train. The train stops. The everything and people. So that's why I'm saying I think the world now has become so desensitized to just all this kind of ignorance and just a mess that really, it's so sad that happened to that young lady. But I'm more worried about the fact that nobody went to help this young lady. I was so grateful. There was a lady here for the Chicago Marathon, and a gentleman, a mentally disturbed gentleman, pushed this lady on a train track, and they said that two people jumped off the platform to help the lady get back up. She got hurt pretty bad, but they helped her back up. I thank God for those people being there.
Exactly.
And really, we appreciate people that do things like that and are still good Samaritans. We want to believe that there are good people in this world. So yeah, everybody who stood there, I bet you they had their damn phones out videotaping it. I guarantee you, I let me not before I get in trouble, but I guarantee you some clown done put it on their YouTube, Instagram, I bet you if I go back to last week, unless they pull the video.
All I got to say is one phrase. Karma's a very patient gangster.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
all.
I agree. And it looked like
That's
you
all.
know that gangster, baby. That face you just gave look like you know the gangster. You like, I'm gonna call karma on you. I'm gonna call
That's
karma on you.
right. That's right. Because
Um,
that's
yeah,
I.
no, it's
Because
sad.
see, the thing about it is, I was raped. So
Oh,
when I read that, it just made me angry. Period. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
karma is a very patient gangster. Cause there's no way.
Absolutely.
If I was there, you know me. Whatever thing I get, beat that stuff. I would be
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
what is
Absolutely.
wrong with
Yeah.
you?
Right. What are you doing?
What you
Right. Yep.
doing?
Yep. Yep.
That's just
All right.
ridiculous.
Well, what else we got in news today?
This happened in Texas. Now you talk about divine intervention. It was leaving Houston to go to the American Championship World American Championship Series because Houston Astros are playing the Boston Red Sox. This plane crashed, engulfed in flames. There were 21 people on board. All of them survived.
But God is all you can say about that. When I
They
heard that on the
nothing but
news,
God.
yep,
Nothing but God. I mean,
yep,
this happened in near Brookshire, Texas. Um, let's see. No one was killed or seriously injured when an airplane bounded for Boston ran off the runway and burned near Houston.
it burst into flames.
And
It
it
did.
burst
It
into flames.
absolutely
If
did.
you, if all y'all saw that video, you would be like, "How in the heck
Yep.
all of them made out?" Because there was a 10-year-old child.
I was getting ready to say the youngest survivor was a
Was
10-year-old
10-year-old
child.
child.
It was a flight crew of 3, so that meant it was
Exactly.
2 pilots and probably a flight attendant
Right.
and 21 passengers or 21 people altogether on the plane, or was it
Yes.
21 passengers?
No, 21 people total, including that
21 people
10-year-old
total.
child.
Absolutely. Well, it really is a miracle. Being a former flight attendant and surviving a lot of different things like that, it really is a miracle when stuff like that happens and people are able to survive, get out, and just do what's right. Because many days as my career as a flight attendant, I thought about what was to happen, and of course we're trained to evacuate planes and put out fires and all of that, but no one ever expects on takeoff for you to have that type of
And one of the passengers, when the what is that called? What you have to make an emergency exit.
the emergency exit,
The what is that called? The slide.
the slides,
The
yes,
slide.
slide,
When they saw fire, the passenger like, let's go. Don't
right,
be waiting.
right, yeah.
And she was trying to get them all out.
Oh, absolutely,
So
absolutely.
it's
You
just
have to
amazing.
realize when I fly now, I'm still in flight attendant mode.
I
Like
bet you are.
if something was to happen on a plane that I'm on, I guarantee you I'd be able to get up and all that would come back to me
I know it
immediately
would.
on what to do on an airplane. So
I know it
yes,
would.
absolutely.
So that lets you know that if you all don't believe in a higher power, y'all better I don't know what to tell you, because that truly was divine ordained that all of them
Yes.
survived.
But
Period.
God.
Nothing but God.
I agree with you 100%. All right,
Yes.
what's next, my darling?
Well, guess what? We forgot to mention this yesterday, but one of the richest men on the planet, his daughter got married over the weekend.
I saw that. Yeah.
Jennifer got married in their private home in New York to Nayal Nassar. And I hope I said his name correctly.
Uh-huh.
And she looked beautiful, and both Bill and Melinda French Gates, let's just be clear, she's now Melinda French Gates. She's not
Yeah.
just Melinda Gates.
Yeah.
They walked her down the aisle, and to seeing the photo, it seemed like, all was well with the newlyweds. And it was the first time that Bill and Melinda saw each other since their divorce.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure it was cordial. I'm sure it was
I'm
a
sure.
magical moment. It was all about the daughter.
Mm-hmm.
When you have that much money, you don't have to, you don't have
Okay.
to, no, I'm sure the champagne was flowing. People
was
were
flowing.
eating well. I'm sure Melinda French Gates' new man was having a good time, whoever Bill Booth thing. People like that get along. They don't.
They have no choice.
They don't. Yeah, they don't.
They're not gonna be crazy.
They're not like us. Don't invite your daddy. I can't stand him. Don't invite your grandmama.
Okay.
She talk too much. She ain't gonna give you nothing anyway. So right.
But they seem all very happy. I think there was like 300 guests in their
Right.
private home, and
Yeah.
so you see now. I will say this.
As Heather
That's-
Ferguson Tillman said on Facebook, rich people's problems.
That's
right.
Thank you, Dr.
Right,
H.
yeah,
My
yeah.
girl, my dolphin girl.
Right,
That's right.
yeah.
That's rich folks' problems.
Yeah, that's rich folks' problems. That ain't
But
right.
The one thing I will say, I saw the bridesmaids. I'm like, nah, y'all got money. Y'all could have done a little bit better for the bridesmaids.
I didn't see that. But
I
that
saw
may be their style. That may be their style. Because I've
I
seen
was
some stuff
like,
lately that I
what?
thought the same thing too.
When I got married, I made sure that my bridesmaids were looking good. Do you hear me? I did not have them foo ugly dresses. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Okay. So Debbie said, "Hey guys, have you seen the foolery at funerals?" Oh yes,
oh yeah,
yes, I
oh
have.
yes.
I have a moment of confession. A lot of people don't know this. Kay Renee, I don't know if you know this either, but at one point I worked at a funeral home part time.
I did not know
I
that.
worked at a funeral home part time,
Okay,
probably it's been at least 10 years now.
okay.
And I worked for a gentleman who he had cases that were very interesting people, cases. We were kind of asking, for the money, right up to, them coming to view the body. I'm talking about like service time. A lot of people where you had a lot of just dysfunction. It was probably the most therapeutic position I ever had in my life because it allowed me to see people in their last and final and how and just what they left on this earth. And yeah. So no, Daddy, I've
I have
seen
a
it.
confession to make. Okay,
Uh,
with my father, next month it'll be 8 years,
okay.
and of course, I'm always a planner, but his siblings, one in particular, thought for certain he was gonna get paid. In fact, called the funeral director and said, "Where's my money?"
Oh
And
yeah.
the funeral director said, "Sir, I don't know what you're talking about." And he was
And I'm not
like,
laughing at your deceased father, but
no,
it's
no,
not like
it
right.
was very funny
I,
because he's like, well, I get something, and she, the where my father's services were is in the neighborhood. Very, I will highly recommend them. Okay, because they did a wonderful job on my dad.
mhm,
And she's like, "Sir, you have to talk to your sister." So when she called me, she said, "Miss Mason, your brother." I said, "I know. I'm not. I don't have a brother. I'm only
right.
child. What the hell are you talking about?"
Yes,
and she
yes.
and she said, "Well, he looks so much like your dad." I said, "Oh, that was his youngest. The youngest brother. What do you want?" Well, he said that he needed half of the money. I said, "Did you explain to him how it works? Well, about insurance?" And once the insurance proceeds go to you, he gets we
Right.
divvied upon the two of us. I
Yes.
tried to explain that to him, but he wasn't happy. I said, well, that's he has a problem there. I don't. So
Well,
talk about foolery.
yes. Yeah.
Foolery. And it
Oh
happens
no.
more often than not, unfortunately, in the black community. Okay?
Yeah, and it's sad. That's the funny thing you say in the black community. I have talked to white friends of mine about things that go on at their funerals and things like that, and they do have their issues and problems at their funerals. I just think that we are the ones that like to show up and show out. Because
All day long.
prime
All day
example,
long.
one of my dear friends, I used to live across the street from a funeral home. Now, I did not work for that funeral home, but I lived
Okay.
across the street from one and I enjoyed it. You didn't have to worry about the neighbors being noisy at night. You
I
didn't,
bet.
none of that, none of that. But one of my friends was having his late father's service at that funeral home. And he had
Okay.
already told me that his stepbrother was, well, his brother. Let me put it to you like this, but when
Mm-hmm.
I say stepbrother, you get what I'm saying. They were
Mm-hmm.
distant, that his brother was already a trip. He hadn't seen this dude in years. He
Mm-hmm.
was bracing himself for it not being
Mm-hmm.
the best situation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm laying on my sofa. This is the day of my friend's father's funeral. And all of a sudden, I hear some commotion outside the funeral home. But again, this is Saturday. People come to the funeral home and not
Mm-hmm.
thinking anything. This guy had cut up and clowned so bad before my friend got there that I picked up the phone and was like, I don't know how to tell you this, but what does your brother look like? And he told me, I said, well, you need to come either
Quickly.
armed with security because he out here cutting up and acting a fool. And it's not even visitation time yet. And sure enough, when they got in there, he cut up, act a fool. Just it was a mess. And so, I think when someone dies, we are to honor the legacy of our loved ones. We have to
Absolutely.
respect, them being whoever they were. But I've seen people do it. I've seen it done in my own family.
You and me
So
both. And
yeah,
and not only that, now it's bad enough when you of course you're sad because the person is no longer with you. But have some respect for the immediate family. Don't just go, I because again, I will reference my own dad. One lady had come in because she was late. So I'm about being on time, right?
Right.
So I had said once we open the casket one time, that's it. It will not be opened again.
Right.
This child was late and gonna have a little attitude, and everybody was like, "Uh oh, Carrie she about to cut up." I turned
Right.
off and I said, "Excuse me, who are you?" And I said, "Who are you?" Because you're not my mom. My mom been gone. My mom left before he. So if you didn't get here on time,
Right.
oh well.
Right. Exactly. Well, I had that situation that happened at the funeral home where I worked at.
Mm-hmm.
As they call it, it's called a closer, an opener and a closer, and that's the
Right.
person that opens and closes the lid. So
Right.
I go up front, to do everything. I go to close the lid. The one of the daughters is just screaming. She's hollering, wait, 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 wait. I open it back up. I let her have her moment, whatever, whatever. Then another one came up there. So I go to close it again. They go to hooping, whatever. And I'm like, look, I got to close it. I got to close it. The family looked like they was getting ready to bum rush me. I'm trying to close it. So I reached over and I leaned in the young lady's ear. I said, listen, sweetie, if I open that lid one more time, it's going to be an additional $250.
That was the end of that.
Baby, they was all like, bye, mama. Bye, mama. Bye, mama. Right.
I don't mean to
Right.
laugh, but
Right.
that was the end of
Right.
that.
No, that was a true story. I leaned over and I said, sweetie, it's going to be another $250 if I have to open that lid up again. You know what I'm saying? No, ma'am, we not. We gonna keep this moving. So I was really the enforcer for this gentleman because he had a bleeding heart for these families because they were families, So,
Mm-hmm.
but somebody had to say, we getting ready to move this forth. You've got to get to the cemetery by a certain time. All of that,
Exactly.
and people don't even realize that you have to be.
Exactly. Oh, I know. At least by
time.
3 p.m.
Yes,
so they can
absolutely.
inter the
Right.
remains.
Right.
Otherwise, that's more money for the
Right.
next day.
Well,
Yes.
and even here nowadays, with so many shootings, killings, things here in Chicago, and there are only so many cemeteries people go to here in Chicago, especially Black folks,
Mhm.
there's a line or a wait just to get
I
in the
know.
cemetery.
I
So,
know.
you inconveniencing other people who have lost their loved ones and all of that. And, because one cemetery here in Chicago is actually considered an outline Chicago, and they want to give it back to the city of Chicago because of the type of funerals that have been coming to the cemetery in recent years. I'll talk to you offline about that. Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. The
Okay.
street that leads to the cemetery, the people of that particular city say, y'all can have this back. Y'all can have this back. Because we don't, no. Right. They was like, we'll rezone this, everything. I'll talk to you about that offline.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
All right. Well, for those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. So glad that you guys are here with us on Tuesday. Health, wellness, top news stories. We talk about it all. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as well as October is self-care month, making sure you take care of yourself and do the right things. Kay Renee is our co-host. Yay, fabulous. Beauty and Blonde is our co-host, and tonight we're just talking about everything. So what's next on our list, Kay Renee?
Well, guess what? I was so surprised when I saw the trailer to this upcoming movie because I never would have guessed this particular actress would play such a comedic legend.
Who?
But Nicole Kidman is starring as Lucille Ball in the upcoming movie Being the Ricardos.
Really?
And I saw the trailer. I was like, oh my god! And Javier Bardem plays Ricky Ricardo, and
Really?
of course Nicole Kidman, Oscar award-winning actress Nicole Kidman plays Lucille Ball, and they tell the story on how because I have to give Lucille credit. She was one smart cookie.
Yes,
I
she
mean,
was. Yes, she was.
it was one point where I Love Lucy was syndicated all over the world.
Yes.
It is not a day
Yes.
that goes by
Yes.
that you did not see I Love Lucy. So she was just, and she owned their own studio, Desilu.
Desilu.
So, but the thing about it is, as Desi Arnaz, who was Lucille Ball's husband. He was of Cuban descent, and he had a lot of discrimination in the 50s and 60s. So they tell the story and how they came to fame and all that. So Nicole is just completely transformed, and I'm like, I
Yeah.
cannot wait to see. It's gonna be on Amazon on December 21st, but it'll be available in theaters a week prior, December 15th.
Oh,
So
good. So a
I
great
want to,
holiday movie. Great holiday
yeah, I
movie.
want to see this. I said I was so because she does the scene of the grapes. You remember the scene where
Yes.
Lucille stomps on
Crushing
the
the
grapes?
grapes. Crushing the grapes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. So I'm just like, I'm just trying to think who could play Lucille Ball. I would never guess Nicole Kidman. I
Me
never would
neither.
guess that.
Me neither. But there we go with that. Our good friend Ginger, she is checking in with us tonight from South Korea.
Oh, welcome,
And she wants
Ginger.
to see the Ricardos. I love the Ricardos.
I
Now,
do
I will
too.
admit, when I went to Dubai in 2008, I Love Lucy reruns, if I'm not mistaken, were on TV over there then.
Hmm.
Right. Yes, absolutely.
So
So,
again, there was not a time that you did not see "I Love Lucy" all over the world. So you can imagine the children, Lucille, and Desi Jr. They getting paid.
oh,
Anytime you
absolutely.
see Lucy,
Yes.
cha-ching.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And we talked about earlier in the broadcast about certain rapper who now he's a different name.
Lord have mercy. Because
I
we've heard very little else about the release of Donda.
right.
And the funniest thing is that I'm not even listening to any of the music on Donda. I do listen to current pop trendy music. I have to check my music list to see if they've added any Donda to my list. But I don't know. I want to love him so much and embrace him. But Lord, I think he's reckless. The man is a billionaire. I get it. I'm so proud of him coming from a poor man talking about a billionaire, but you just wonder, is he in his right frame of mind all the time?
Well, we know the answer to that, but his now everybody know him as Kanye. He was when he was born. Dr. Donda West gave him that name, Kanye Omari West.
Yes.
Now he's changed to two letters, Yee.
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 And the ladies on Daytime Chicago, when I was on with them and we did Hot Topics, that's what the debate was. Was it Yee or Yay? And I look at it like this. Honey, is it tomato or tomato? Tomato or tomato? Because he always gonna be Kanye West to me.
And anybody who live in Chicago who know who Kanye West is, I mean, if I ever met him, I would say, listen, I understand. I'm proud of you that you made that billion, but what would Dr. Donda West say if she
Right.
were alive? What would
Yes.
your mother say? You think she'd be
Hmm.
happy about that?
Right.
Probably not, because she took time to give you that name. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's
Yes.
not like with Prince. He changed his name for a different reason, right? Because
Right.
he felt slacked. I mean, he felt discriminated against with the record label. I
Right.
don't know why he's changing his name. So God bless him.
Let me see, baby. Get some. Debbie too funny. She talking about baby. Get some help,
He
baby.
needs
Get
some
some.
help.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've been having this debate recently about, believe it or not, K. Renee, we're considered old thinkers now, and I know that's kind of a slap in our face.
Not
And
to
we,
me. That means
okay,
I'm
okay.
still living.
I,
My
I'm,
late grandma said, "Keep living," so I'm all right there. I'm all right
I'm
about that.
with you on that, but kind of hear me out on what I'm saying. That a
Mm-hmm.
lot of our thoughts and ideas, this new generation, these millennials, that generation before
Z,
us,
Gen
Z,
Z, yes.
yes, that they just look at things so much more differently. I was looking at a young man that's in a millennial behind us, and just the music he was working out to while he was working out, and I was just like, man, I have never even heard of these songs, and the songs are more like, kill it, push it, pull for it, don't let them get you down, and I'm thinking to myself, wow, I remember we would work out to Olivia Newton's John's Physical, and,
Right.
and, and so I mean, I don't know, I guess times have changed. And his name, because I guess a lot of young people call him Yee or Yay anyway, we're the only ones that's talking about Kanye West.
Okay, I get now why when you said his name first. Okay, now I see why he called himself
Yes,
E because of the
yes,
last two letters of his first legal name. I get it,
right.
and maybe he's trying to do it to promote his to embrace his brand. I don't know, but to
Okay.
me, he will always be Kanye, and I would wonder what would his mother say. That's all.
Yes. Okay. Preston has a great question up here. Art and Renee, if you could change your name, what would it be? Okay. So now that's interesting. You want to go first or you want me to go first?
I'll let you go first.
Okay. So for the most part, people call me Chat now. I don't care where I go. My neighbors, they call me Chat, Chat, period, across the board, which to me is beautiful because I finally got to that level where people, because at first, people were not trying to call me Art Chat Daddy.
Right.
I'm not calling no grown man no daddy. No, just, and it wasn't even of that nature.
Right.
But now people do call me Chat or they call me Chat Daddy. And now people really don't know my government name like that. You know what I'm saying? Where they, and I have to tell people like, listen, this is the public that's calling me this. This is not my good friends because I had a name when I was growing up that people call me. People from high school call me Arthur, which I can't take that. Oh, shut up. That's what everybody, they doing it on Facebook. Talking about, hey, Arthur. Um, then in later years, people knew me as Art, and now it's Chat.
Right.
So and when I'm on TV and things like that, now I'm addressed as Art or Chat Daddy. So
Right.
yeah, so that part, thank you, Heather. I love you so much. You always been Chat Daddy. No, it has finally arrived to that. But yes, what about you, K Renee? Any other name?
Well, what's interesting, my family did not know my first name until I got married. They would always call me Renee, and my mother would give me a nickname. I will not say it on the air
Right.
because, and it's unfortunate that some of my family was like to call me that nickname. I had to,
Oh, absolutely.
I had to let them know. Listen, let me be clear. The only person that will call me that nickname is Clara Steen, and she not here. So
Right.
don't call me that. I'm a grown ass woman. You
Right.
refer
Right.
to me as Karen or
Yes.
Renee or
Yes.
Miss Mason. How
Right.
about that? Because it
Yes.
took me a while to get back to Miss Mason. I had to go through all that when I got divorced.
Right.
So, and now with this Karen issue, right? When Karen signifies a negative, which anytime somebody mentioned, I'd be like, I get a little nervous.
Yes.
But I prefer Renee because my mother, and she told me the reason why she named me Karen Renee, she always wanted to go to Paris. And she
Uh,
loved Renee. She felt that
right.
was so
Very
elegant,
Parisian. Very Parisian.
very Parisian, and
Yes. Very Parisian.
RENE with the accent on the first
Accent over
E.
it. Yes.
That's it.
Absolutely.
That's on my birth certificate.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
I would not change it at all. I mean, my
Yes.
mother gave it to me out of love. But I do like K Renee. I mean, it's a different persona. Um, it's funny when I meet people. They say, I noticed in one of your emails you put, K Renee. Do you prefer Karen or Renee? I said, well, I just prefer don't call me late
Right.
and just be respectful.
Yes.
Because I'll tell you, I worked at my first job outside of graduating from college. I was the first African American, and it's in Berwyn. I'll tell you, the bank is no longer in existence. But I was the only black and the first black they ever hired. This is 1989, Art. Okay.
Wow. Wow.
And of course, they were nervous because they're like, how are we going to treat this woman? And one of the vice presidents who I adored, I don't know if he's still with us, but he said, you're going to treat her like you treat everyone else with respect. So one
And
of
we talking about
the
this is 1989.
1989, I was the
89.
first black ever to work at this bank in the western suburbs of Chicago.
And now half the population is probably black.
So my mom was so worried, but I want to get to the part where one guy who worked in the lending department kept calling me Care. And I said, don't you ever, I kept saying, my name is Karen, not Care. And so he kept doing it to be funny because he thought that was cute.
Right.
So we were in a meeting because my background is audit. I was doing an audit in his area. I said, "So, Greg, tell us about why." He was like, "Excuse me, my name is Gregory." I said, "No, your name is Greg." And I mean, folks were like, they had that look like, "Oh no." And then after the meeting, he said, "I didn't appreciate that." I said, "Well, now you understand.
Right. Yes.
A person's name, like their hair, like a woman's hair, is her crown and glory." I asked
Absolutely.
you
Look, not
nicely.
look, not just women, but some
Okay,
men too
that's
now.
right.
Some
Crown
men
and
too.
glory.
Right,
So
right.
I asked you nicely, and apparently you didn't believe fat, mean, greasy. So now I
Mhm.
had to send you a message to let you know that that was very disrespectful. Well, you disrespect me in front of our colleagues. Oh, so then you really got the message now. Ever since then, hi, Miss Mason. Hi, Mr. So and So. How you doing?
Right, very good. I think the
So,
crossroads with my name situation happened at my mother's funeral. Flight
mm-hmm.
attendant friends of mine were ushers at the
Okay.
service. And as a flight attendant, I was art. So at the funeral, they're passing out, obituaries, greeting people, seating people, all of that. When people started asking for me in various names.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had several of them to come to me at the repast and was like, why is everybody asking for it? And who is and who and I was like, oh, those are names that I had over the years. And if somebody called me this, they knew me at this point in my life. If somebody called me this, they knew me at that point in my life. So that's kind of that. My mother's funeral was the turning point. So yes. All right, very good. Wait a minute. So Preston asked the question. He was like, "What is fat meat?" Right. Yeah, he probably was Preston. He probably was like, "What is fat
He
meat?"
probably thought that, but he saw the look on my face, and I wasn't having it.
Well,
He
then the look on your face let him know what fat meat was greasy looked like. I mean, not
That's exactly
disrespecting you, but I mean, you get what I'm saying, right? The look
exactly.
gave him the, saying, "Oh my God," right? All right, what else we got on the list tonight, darling?
Well, I like to term this story as unbelievable news. I thought this was so cute.
Okay.
A little girl who was born with a white patch on her hair. Now,
Oh,
I thought this was, typically, we all have genetics, right?
yes.
I have like a nose like my mom, and maybe my skin tone is like my dad. But this
Right.
little girl, her name is Millie Anna Worthy from Ridgeland, South Carolina. When she was
Uh-uh.
born, she has the same genetic ancestry as her mother and grandmother. They have the
Oh,
same white patch of hair in the same area. Now, I have a dear
really?
friend who has a white patch of hair, and it's gorgeous. I said I
Yeah.
would love to have that
Yeah.
hairstyle, but
Yeah.
I thought that was. I mean, you wouldn't not know it unless you saw the photos for yourself. But she is adorable. I have to post it on my social media
Okay,
so
very
people can
good.
see it.
I have a male friend who was born like that as well too, and he has a white patch in his hair. And over
Wow.
the course of years, when he started, from Jerry curl to
Mm-hmm.
to high top fades to whatever the case may be, he has always made the white patch like a center point, or it's always been beautiful. But yes, he too has had a white patch in his head.
Now, you interesting enough, in reading further down the article, it says yes, the girl's hair color is unusual and it's for a good reason. It's caused by the medical term is called poliosis, which is a rare disease.
Really?
Because of this disease, the skin and hair surrounding it has insufficient melanin, which is why the white patch developed. So
Wow.
apparently the mother and the grandmother has had this disease, and it passed on from generation to generation. But it's so
Interesting.
cute though.
That's what everybody is saying. I guess it's in the Bang area or
It
whatever.
is. Yeah,
That's what
I'll
that's what
post this on social media. People can see
okay.
it for themselves. But it's
That's
so
what
cute.
that's what Heather said. That's exactly what she said.
Yeah.
Watika said she was born with a gray patch and my oldest daughter on the side of her ear. So yes, I do know people that have that. Matter of fact, one of my friends, his mother loved eating watermelon so much that when he was born, he had a watermelon seed shaped birthmark. And they really do think, right? I mean, it looked just like a watermelon seed. And
Wow.
yeah, and that's because his mother ingested so much watermelon. And we really wondering if that's really a watermelon seed in his face like that. So it could be. Debbie
Wow.
Green said Cruella. Yes, it reminds me of Cruella because really
Yeah.
that's the story of Cruella with that
Right.
white patch. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
But she looks
So
so adorable though.
I'm sure. I'm sure. My friend, he always looked great too. It was just, as a little kid, people be like, man, you graying, but as we became teenagers and older,
Hmm.
it was always sharp because where his patch was, he would always, cut his hair real
Hmm.
funky or whatever the case may be. So, yes. Oh boy. Wow. Okay. What else we got, my darling, before we
Well,
have to skadoodle?
you want to talk about how to do self testing because not only, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, is also Domestic Violence Awareness Month. But we're going to
Yeah.
talk about, breast cancer awareness. And, breast cancer affects not only women, it affects men. And, now is more time than ever. We talked about this last night that you really need to listen to your body.
Yes.
So I'll
Yes.
let you take the reins.
All right, so we are not doctors on this show. We're just
We're not.
very concerned people, and we want you guys to, as Kay Renee say, to have the best health, do the right things. Please, ladies, schedule an appointment for your mammogram. Guys, breast cancer can happen to us as well too, so do what's necessary. So I'm gonna give you guys some easy steps that you can do to give yourself a way to examine your breasts. Begin by looking at your breasts in a mirror with your shoulders straight and your arms at your hips. Oh, good, Kay Renee. Now, wait. Now, if I tell you, you're gonna do everything else. Now, my ratings will go through the roof if you do.
No, I won't be doing that, sweetie.
I was so happy you did this one. So I was like, wow, maybe she'll do the rest.
No,
All
no,
right.
no.
What you guys are looking for in this particular situation, if your breasts have unusual shape, size, or color. And for most women, your breasts. They've been your girlfriend since you were born. As they have matured, you matured, they matured. So you should know what your normal breasts look like. Also, your breasts, make sure they are evenly shaped without visible distortions or swelling. Okay. So that's another thing that you have to be sure of. If you see any of the following changes, bring them to your doctor's attention. If you have dimpling, puckering, or bulging of the skin. So again, I'm going to repeat that: dimpling, puckering, or bulging of the skin. You need to bring that to your doctor's attention. Also, a nipple that has changed position or an inverted nipple, which the nipple has pushed inward instead of sticking out. Also, you should report to your doctor if you have any redness, soreness, rash, or swelling in your breast area. So these are things that if you are experiencing any of these things and it's not you got on a cheap bra, it's not that you done, did anything wild or any of that, and you are just doing a self-examination and we told you what to look for, and you have any of these particular problems, we ask that you please book an appointment with your doctor to get this checked out, and make sure you ladies are scheduling your mammograms. And same way with fellas, you never use the tip of your fingers, you use the pad of your fingers, and you check around your breast area, your chest, your breast area. Make sure you check your areolas, but make sure if there's anything abnormal, you check all of that. And definitely schedule an appointment with your doctor, schedule your mammogram. Okay.
And I'm grateful I can say I did my mammogram the week of my birthday. So I'm very
Yay,
happy.
very good, very
Yes.
good. I a couple of women that I've talked to recently, and I said, well, you done been squished and smushed. Is it painful when you get that done, or is it
Let's just say for me right now, it was painful this time.
okay?
And I definitely will probably need to talk with my doctor when I meet with her next month.
Okay.
Um, and usually it's not. But the technician, she was just very sweet. I have to give her credit, but
Okay.
she tortured these crown jewels, honey, and
Oh no.
I was just, and she kept apologizing, but I said this time it felt I had a little pain this time, so I got to one
Okay.
that's not happened before, so I
Yeah.
need to have a conversation with my physician about that.
All right. Well, we pray that your tatas, your girls, the twins, that they are healthy and that you are not in discomfort and pain,
Right.
and we just wish the best for you. So,
Thank
absolutely. All right. Yeah. See, I gave them a cute little name instead of saying breastises.
you. Well, I have a name for them too, Crown Jewels. So
Crown jewels. Yes. Yes. Okay. Very good. All right. Well, Kay Renee, what is coming up this coming Saturday on Candid Conversations with K and K?
just like today, we're going to do a lot of different current topics. We're going to honor, of course, General Colin Powell. We're going to talk about more about breast cancer and the BRCA gene, because that's a gene that a lot of people don't know about, and
Right.
it's unfortunately with African American women and Akashi Jewish women, it's very prevalent, that gene. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that.
Really?
Yes, it is. And there was an article today about a certain former co-host who was just, we're gonna break it down on who felt bullied when she was on this major talk show that we all
Yes.
know.
I read the
And
article. Yes.
yes, I
Yeah.
read the excerpt, and so we're gonna talk about that as well. And then of course, Kim and I, as I mentioned earlier, not only October commemorates Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but it also commemorates Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And we're going to share our stories on how we are thrivers, not survivors. We are thrivers.
Okay, very
Yes.
good. Well, coming up on tomorrow night's show, Chris Bass will be sitting in as our co-host tomorrow evening. We're going to have a male roundtable, but this coming Saturday, I am the MC for a wonderful, wonderful gala that will be broadcast. It's a virtual gala, but I'll actually be working with a cast of people in the studio to be able to broadcast this. The gala is Utopia 25. This is for Telling Tales, a theater company that is celebrating their 25th year. And we're going to talk to an amazing young lady who is my co host this coming Saturday evening for this amazing gala. And they're dressing me and getting me there and glam squad and food and all of that. So I'm very excited because this will be my first in person hosting event of the
Yay.
year. So I'm very, very excited about that. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow night to find out how you can be a part of this wonderful, wonderful event and be a part of helping this lovely organization. All right. Yep. All
I'm so
right.
proud. Yay. I can't wait to see the photos.
Yes. Very good. Very, very good. Okay. Kay Renee, it's time for that Karen's nugget of knowledge.
Yes.
And
Yes,
how does
yes.
that work?
Well, today is Live Your Truth Tuesday, and here's a nugget for y'all. Integrity is the courage to do right, regardless of the consequences and the inconvenience. And again, this is Live Your Truth Tuesday, hashtag do the right thing.
Do the right thing. For more information about this amazing young lady, all you have to do is go to karensnuggetsofknowledge.com. That's karensnuggetsofknowledge.com. She gives out wonderful tidbits each and every day on how you can live a much better life, do the right thing, and do all of those wonderful things that you need to do and make life be, what's going on
Oh,
here? Right. Lord, baby, somebody trying to do the fool on here, honey. Let me block a user. Right, honey. Right. We don't do that on this show, baby. We don't, honey. You talking about your breasts and they done got excitosis. We don't do that on here, honey. This is not that type of show. This is a family show. We have good values. Baby, they went to explain everything they was gonna do to your breasts. I was like, oh Lord.
what?
Right. I was like, let me delete this quick. Right. I'm glad I read that before I put them up there on the screen. Right. talking about everything they was gonna do to your breasts. Honey, this ain't
Oh.
that type of show. Y'all better go somewhere with that mess. We don't do that on this show. We don't do that. I mean, we do that, but we don't do that on this show, right?
No, we don't.
Yeah, no, we try to keep this a very clean, upright
Yes,
show.
we do.
So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow night for the Wednesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. Make sure you set your DVR for next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, I will be on Daytime Chicago on WGN. That's the
Yay.
26th at 10 a.m. in the morning. So set your DVRs. TV Chat Daddy will be back on Daytime Chicago. Those ladies are doing a great job, and
Yes,
we
they
appreciate
are.
talking to them first
Yes.
before the launch of their show.
We had the
talked
we
to
had
them
the
first.
exclusive,
Yes,
y'all.
we did. We talked to Tanya Francisco and Amy Rutledge right
That's
here on this show
right.
before their show blew up. So yes,
Mhm.
amen. We appreciate that.
And let's give Miss Tammy Gibson. She was on today.
Yes,
I was so proud
yes.
of Miss
Yes, yes. I
Tammy.
love Tammy. I'm having lunch with her tomorrow. And I'm just very, very proud of Tammy and all of her
Yes.
efforts. And
Yes.
the family and Tammy have talked of Miss Ethel Payne. And this is going to be really great.
Oh.
Heather Ferguson Tillman is saying, I need to cook on there. Heather, darling, I am getting away from the cooking thing. How about that, darling? Every time it's a new show, babe, I'm gonna elevate. I'm gonna elevate. Now, one day I may cook on there, but I'm done cooking on TV. Right. So
I love you,
I did.
Dr. H.
You said what?
I love you, Dr. H. That's Dr. Heather.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I love Dr. Heather. You know, here's so funny. You went to high school with her.
We were in the same division. Hello.
I went to college with her. I love her.
Oh
So
my
we
goodness.
need to get together.
Absolutely.
That's small world. Small world.
It is.
Yes.
Love you, Dr. H.
She used to ride in my red van all the time.
Aw.
Yes, we love you,
cool.
Dr. H.
And
All
I
right.
love her stuff when she says Dr. Ferg has left the building. See, when she says that, that means you better drop the mic. So
Yes,
we love you,
yes.
Dr. Heather.
All right. Well, we want to say thank you to everybody who joined us this evening. We had another great show. Tamlin, we love you so much. Renee, Debbie, Ginger, Preston, Shanita was on here tonight with us. Watika, Crystal, hey fly girl, Crystal Courtney was with us tonight. Ypsilanti Sims, which is one of my cousins, he was here
All
with us
right.
tonight. Of course, Candace is always here with us,
Yes.
and Debbie Green. All right, Wamelda, where are you? It must be something wrong
Yes.
with church. It's got to be, otherwise Wamelda would never miss us. So
I know. We miss you,
Yeah.
Wamelda.
yes, let me see who else I need to say something to on these other pages. Mario, thank you. Mario is always tuned in to us. Damone Seraphin, hey Bishop, we love you.
Hi, Bishop.
Congratulations on all of your productions. Renee Morissette, hello, my love. I love her as well too. Who else are we missing? Oh, hello to Miss Claire Adams. Hi, Miss Adams. I love Miss Claire Adams. Let me see who else was hanging out with us tonight. Very good. All right. We love you guys so very much. We'll be back tomorrow night at 7 p.m. for the Wednesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. It is K Renee's Friday on this show. She'll be back on Saturday at 11 a.m. Candid Conversations with K and K. We are out. I got to get ready. I made the eggplant parmesan.
Oh, I guess I'm going to be getting some.
You'll get some eggplant parmesan tomorrow, baby. You
All
will.
right, Tay.
All
All
right.
right.
We love you guys so very much. Wear your mask. Stay safe.
Yes.
Do what's necessary. Do what's right. We'll see you guys again tomorrow. For more information about yours truly, please visit therealchatdaddy.com. Therealchatdaddy.com. Go to YouTube, Facebook, subscribe to The Real Chat Daddy Show. Easy, free, simple. Hit that bell. And whatever y'all do, stop clowning at these funerals. Stop clowning at these funerals, baby. Y'all be clowning. Y'all be cutting up and clowning at these funerals. I'm telling you, I sure whispered. I said, baby, if I open that lid one more time. One more.
$200.
250. 250.
Oh, good.
250. Yeah, the mortician probably only wanted 200. I needed that 50. So, you know what I'm saying? But long story short, girl, listen, if I crank it open one more again, they were like, bye, mama. Bye, mama. Bye. I was like, yep. Girl, we got to get to the cemetery, honey. Y'all ain't paid for that plot already.
Okay.
You're right. Y'all ain't paid for that plot as it is. You're passing the hat around to pay for that plot. So you better hurry up and get the rest of this money. It's going to have me opening this lid again. Maybe that's why I ain't got another job at a funeral home. Maybe that's
could
why.
be the reason.
Any funeral home that needs Chat Daddy, I'm available. All right. I love you guys. We'll see you guys again tomorrow night. Be well, my darling. Okay? All right. See you later.
Bye.
Bye. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the